Welcome to the Life, Biz, and All That Jazz podcast, a simple space where personal growth, mental health, and simple empowering tools come together. This is your journey to transformation, and I'm here every step of the way to support you. Together, we'll learn, grow, and shake off those old limiting beliefs that we don't need that are holding us back. So let's get started. If you're new here, welcome. I'm your host, Jasmine Lisciotto. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Today, we're going to be diving into visualization and creating your future self, really envisioning your future self. We'll be exploring how visualization isn't just about dreaming, it's really about shaping your reality by giving your mind a clear pathway to get there. Where do you want to see yourself in 12 months? Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? These are certain things that you need to ask yourself and really envision who that person is. Like, who are you in 5 years' time? Who are you in 10 years' time? How do you act? How do you talk to people? What do you do? Where do you live? What is your home like? This is really envisioning who you want to be then and working towards it every step of the way. Today's episode is going to be packed with simple yet empowering steps to help you really grasp the power of visualization and align it with your habits so you can build the life you've always envisioned. You know how much I love my science, and it just keeps getting more and more each week. I've also started linking the articles in the show notes. So if you do want to read a little bit more or have a look at some other articles by any of the professors or doctors that I do mention, you'll be able to do that now. And before we get started with the science, I just want to do a little bit of a spoiler, and you're hearing it first on the podcast. I'm going back to school and I'm so excited because I will be studying neuroscience and mental health. The best part about it is I don't need to go back and do a few years of a degree because I have a master's degree. So this will just be a graduate certificate. I just really want to be able to offer you more. I want to be able to learn more and take everything that I'm sharing with you and learning, as well as teaching you, add more value. That's the main thing. I always want to be constantly adding more value where I can, and that's going to be going back and doing some more formal education. Because every week the topics just really inspire me because I'm also talking about what I've learned and my experiences. So let's get into today's episode. It's enough about me. So what does visualization actually mean? Visualization, it can sound a little bit dreamy, a little bit woo-woo-y, and be like, well, how do you just visualize your future self? It is really about looking towards the future, and some people don't like to plan too much ahead. I'm one of those people. I do have goals of the future of, kind of where I want to be, and every single day I am working towards becoming my future higher self, and that's the small little habits that I do daily which will lead to the bigger picture. So visualization, it's really a practice of imagining that, who you're going to be in real detail. Write it down. It's not just about wishful thinking. It's actually scientifically proven that these techniques really prime your brain for success and allow you to see yourself in the future and allow you to be able to work harder and stick to your habits till you get there. Found some really cool research to get us started. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that visualization activates the same brain circuits as actually experiencing the event. So your brain doesn't know the difference. So by constantly visualizing your goals, you're really just rehearsing for success. Your brain is understanding that this is who you are, this is where you are, this is the person that you are. Physically, you're not there yet, but your brain doesn't know any different. Studies also show that were published in the Bureau of Neurophysiology found that mental rehearsal also improves performance by strengthening neural pathways. To base this on an example for like athletes or professionals in the industry, athletes and professionals often rely on visualization to help enhance their skills. So this is actually a training mechanism for athletes and also like business professionals. Now, you're probably thinking, how can I implement visualization? Well, here's a little guide to get you started. Step number 1 is going to be to define your future self. It's really about building the clarity and understanding who you want to be. If you don't see your target, you can't hit it. This is the same when it comes to your goals and visualization. So it's really about taking the time to sit down, write who you want to be, Where do you want to be in 12 months' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time? What kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to have a family? Do you want to have more kids? Do you want to live in a different location? Do you want to have a new house? Do you want to have a new business? Do you want to be more athletic? Do you want to be just a kinder person to yourself? Do you want to be a kinder person to others? How do you want to act? How do you show up professionally and also in your personal life? How does your ideal day look like? What are you doing in the morning? How does your morning routine look like? And this is a way that you don't need to really look at it is in 5, 10 years time, because I don't, but I do know my 12-month goals and I'm working every single day to get me there. My 5-year goals are also on my vision board, where it involves having a family, a couple of children, living in my dream home on the water. My mornings just look really, really chill, where I have slow mornings with the kids and then I drop them at school. Still very undecided. I kind of want to do homeschool, but maybe the first few years they can actually go to a normal school. Anyway, I come home, I go do Pilates, come home, my businesses are working for me. Me and my husband spend a lot of time together because we both have businesses that work for us. We don't work for them. Holidays, half of the year we're traveling, half of the year we're spending it with family. Big goals, I know, but I can achieve that because we can achieve anything we set our mind to. When it comes to writing down and really visualizing, you're creating that tangible connection between your vision and what you want. So that's where your brain is really solidifying who this is and who you want to be. It makes it feel a lot more real and actionable. So for this step, take out a journal, take out a piece of paper, map it out, draw it, whatever you need to do. If you did listen to the episode about goal setting and downloaded the ebook, there is worksheets at the back which has the vision board outline. So you can use something again like that. And also when it comes to your goals, have a look at your goals and how you need to get there. When you have your big goal in line, you know what you want to reach. When you've reached that goal, who are you? That's who you want to become. It's not about the steps getting there. It's about visualizing you as that person. The clearer you are on your vision, the more powerful your visualization will be. Step number 2, visualize daily and create a vision board. I pretty much just covered this just previously. So you really want to cut out who that person is. This can really join your yearly goal vision board. You can have it all together, or you can have 2 vision boards. Preferably have 1 vision board. So once you've really defined your future self, it's a good idea to even just close your eyes and think about it. Picture yourself in that position. Step number 3, break down the goals into manageable steps. Again, this is really going to sound a lot like episode 9 on the goal setting, but now we're really envisioning your future self. So your future self is aligned with your yearly goals. It still is separate because you can do it more in the long term. Dreaming big is essential. The bigger you dream, the bigger your goals. But imagine if you dreamed that big that even if you got half your goal, it still would be exciting for you because you're really overemphasizing what you want in life. And that's okay. You're allowed to be extra. That's where I always say, like, breaking them down, using the SMART goal method, and really being able to decide on what you want and allowing yourself to see that into daily actionable steps is what's going to get there, because that's what reduces overwhelm and makes things seem more achievable. Step number 4, align your habits with your vision. So with your yearly goals, this is a little bit different because you're going to be doing certain habits for those goals. But in 5 years' time, if you want to have your business where it runs for itself, if you want to be a marathon runner, all this stuff, this is really like envisioning the future you. So it's not about the 12-month process. It does relate to that, but it's really about the bigger picture. Your habits are really going to be the foundation of your future self. And it's also about just asking yourself what your daily routine will look like as the future you. How can you start acting on that now? So now this all sounds great, but how do you overcome doubt and stay committed? Doubt and negative thoughts will show up. We all get them. Our brains are constantly wired to default to the negative. I know it's hard to hear, but that's just how we are. It's human nature, it's evolution. But the thing is, Dr. Rick Hansen, he's a psychologist, explains that practicing gratitude and positive visualization actually rewires the brain, help you become more optimistic and resilient. And I can put my hand up and say this is 100% true. Everything that I say, I've tried myself and works for me. Before I'm going to tell you something, I know that it works. For years and years and years, I've always journaled. I haven't done it daily, but for the majority of this year, I have. And the impact that I've had this year compared to other years has been dramatic. In the mornings, I set my intentions for the day. I write down my intentions when it comes to my business, life, how I'm going to feel positive. I do reflect. If I've woken up feeling a bit tired, I'll be like, today's going to be a positive day. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to get all my to-do list done. Doing so well. I'm really on track. I've been ticking off all my habits. And then it's reviewing your goals as well. So allowing yourself to practice gratitude and review your goals, make sure you constantly are reminded of them and stay on track. But whenever doubt does creep in, because it does, we all have doubt. It's really about revisiting your vision board, journaling it out, writing it out, having a chat to someone, having a cry, whatever you need to do to really be able to reset and come back, you need to do. You need to find out what's best for you. Taking a moment to then sit back and think that, look how far that I've come. Progress, not perfection. It's all about training your mind to focus on the possibilities rather than the limitations. Before we end today's episode, I do have a few more little science-backed data for you. Let's take a little bit of a moment to appreciate how powerful visualization is. When we have a dopamine boost, which is really caused by when you visualize achieving your goals, your brain releases a little bit of dopamine, that feel-good feeling, and this not only boosts your mood, but it also increases your motivation. When you're excited to achieve something, to work towards something, when you have purpose in your life, you will boost your dopamine and you will get happier. The more and more you do it, the easier it becomes and the happier you will be. Then there's also the neural pathway strengthening. This is created when we're visualizing and it's actually activating the same neural pathway as a physical action, which then tells our brain to be better prepared and to actually execute these actions. And finally, resource recognition. By focusing on your goals, you're really priming your brain to recognize opportunities and resources that can help you achieve them. You're opening up your pathways, you're boosting your dopamine, and you're allowing your brain to see there is more possibilities than what it's limiting itself to have. Thank you for listening to another episode and spending this time with me today. I hope today helps you feel inspired to start visualizing your future self and taking actions and steps towards them. Remember that it's about the small actions daily that really shape the person you're becoming tomorrow and in 5 years, 12 months, or whatever you want to compare it to. If you found today valuable, I'd really appreciate if you leave a review or subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want some more daily tips and motivation, then please follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I will leave my links in the episode show notes. Keep focusing on the small, consistent actions that you're taking every single day because it's all about progress, not perfection. Before you go, next week, we will be chatting about the power of the subconscious mind. Till next time, keep taking care of yourself and keep creating the life you dream of.